now that we have our patterns ready, it's time for us to cut our fabric. So for this, I'm going to be using 1 yard. This is a Mikado fabric. I have 1 yard of this. It's called Mikado silk. You can use any fabric of your choice. You can use Ankara, you can use crepe, you can use lace, you can use any fabric of your choice. But for the most of this lesson, I'm going to be using this Mikado silk. I have 1 yard of this, and I'm going to be using a matching lining for it. So like I said, your fabric scissors should be different from your paper scissors. This is my fabric scissors, and I have my patterns here. So I'm going to be using these patterns to cut my skirt or my fabric. So let's go along as we cut. Now that I've placed my front pattern on the fabric, I have the front pattern, then I have the remainder to cut the back pattern. So let's cut this out for the front. So the front is on fold. This place is folded, it's not open. So that's it. Remember that this place we mentioned this place as the center front. So it's on fold, and then the side. So we're going to, since we already added all our allowances to the pattern, we don't have to add any allowance for this fabric again. We just have to cut as it is. So yes, we have our back, and then we have our front measurement for this skirt pattern. So I'm going to use this to cut my lining. I'll cut all of that, and you see the end result of all that. This is my lining, this is my fabric, this is the back, and this is the front. So if you notice, I cut my lining 1 inch shorter than my skirt length because I want it to come up at like so. So by the time I turn, it's going to be somewhat like this. So this is going to come up like this. So by the time you are sewing, you will know how to go about that. So this is this. For the band of the skirt, what we do is by the time we want to cut out the band of the skirt, we would have joined the skirts, and they will just take our waist measurements round, and they will cut out the band. By the time we are cut sewing, we'll do that band part of the skirt. So this is our straight skirt. Now I've come to the sewing of the skirt. So the first thing is for you to take the front part of your skirt, and then the lower parts of the fabric and lower part of the lining, you align it, the right side facing each other, so that you can sew on the wrong side. So we're going to be sewing this lower parts from one end to the other end. That's what we're going to do. We're going to sew that. I will run that now and show it to you. Make sure you use a matching color of thread. Make sure you use a matching color of thread so as to achieve a good result. So I'm going to be turning that now. So yes, now I'm done turning all 3 parts of the skirts. That's 2 parts for the back and 1 for the front. So I turned it when I first started. I started from the lower part. So when I reduced my line by 1 inch, this was the results I wanted it to give. So now, even if I'm working and it opens, it still gives me this. The line is not popping out like this, rather it is going in like this. So when I turned the lower parts, then I pulled the lining up and started running on the sides. So that's how I was able to get this. So this is one part of the back, this is the other part of the back. See, the same thing. This is the front of my skirts, and look at it as well, it's giving the same results. So this is it. After turning all the sides, I went ahead to iron them out, and that is why you're having this smooth finishing here. So now I'm going to leave this aside and pick the back. So because I want to join it on this side and I don't want the measurements to shift, I'm going to first join the back sides together to make it a full one like the front. So I'm going to do this, and this zipper allowance part, remember the zipper allowance part is where we have this. So I'm going to align all of this, make sure that they all align and they are equal. This, and then remember when I was sewing, I took 1 inch, it was 1 inch, so I'm going to sew in 1 inch, going to continue like so, 1 inch all the way to the top. So I'm going to do that now and you'll see. So because I am already like, I spent some years in this work, so I can eyeball it. But for you that you're a beginner, so you can just take your tape measure, have a chalk handy, and then just measure 1 inch. Just keep taking that 1 inch all the way like so. Keep taking the 1 inch. I'm going to align that, so make sure that I'm going to run. So because I'm still going to be using this part for the slit, I'm not going to reverse the stitch. I'm just going to sew it straight up like that. So like I'm just going to continue to maintain the line. So yes, this is it. If you notice as well, I did not reverse this point too. I left it like that because I'm still going to use it to fix the zip. Then, but this part where I'm going to have my slits, I'm just going to come like so. This part where the slit is going to be, this is where the slit is starting from. And reverse it, and also because I want a close kind of slit, I'm going to come like this. I'm going to just run it straight down. So I'm going to, by the time we're losing that part open, you will see the reason why I ran that stitch like that. So this has made it like this, and then by the time I place in the front, by the time I place the front over it, it's going to be this. So the next thing I want to do now is to take my measurements. I must take my measurements, the measurements we use for the clothes. So just want to in order to have a much more beautiful result, you might just want to fold the front into two to determine the midpoints, and then give it a notch, and then you come with your skirt. You know that this is your center back, and then you align it together with this front. So I'm going to hold this down with a pin. I have my pins here, and I'm going to hold this part down with a pin so that it doesn't shift, because now we are having some excesses here. So if I do not hold it at the middle, it would be excess would come to one part more than the other. So when I've done that, and then I'm going to use pins to hold it at the side. So that way, you see, because checking to hold this down with the pin. So we are having this excess here because we have taken in more than we are supposed to. So for this reason, you move your pin, and then we are going to take back our 1 inch, the regular 1 inch that we were supposed to take in. I'm going to run it down. That 1 inch area, and just align it. Now that we have successfully done that, we're going to loosen this one. Now we want to put our measurements, our horizontal measurements, so that we can sew. So remember, we used waistline 8.5 inches. So come to the waistline here. Exactly at this point where there is the joining, you come and then you measure 8.5 towards one side. 8.5. Then remember the hip part is 9 inches. We took 1.5 inches for the waistband, and then we added extra half inch to join. So you're going to put your measurement here at 1 inch, and then you come and measure that 9 inches here, and on that part you take your hip measurement from this joining here. Take the measurement as 10.5 inches. Yes, and then at the M line here, remember that the M line here we took 1 inch from hip, and then we have 9.5. So at exactly this joining here, you measure 9.5, and then you mark. Once you have done that, you take your pattern master and use it to connect the lines. You do that on this side. You come down, remember how we did it, and then you just continue aligning this thing, and then go all the way back to this place. Okay, so now let's do that again. This is that, and then you come like so, and then you have this, and so you take it. So you do that on this side, you run it, you turn it to this side. By that time you already have a line here. So when I'm about to decide, I'll show you what I want to talk about. So the first thing, this mark that we have here, we're going to run this stitch down like this. Now for the other side, like I was saying earlier, since we already run this stitch here, so what we'll do, because you might not easily get the center here, so we'll just use this measurement to do that. So instead of using the regular 8.5 that we take from the middle, you come from this point and then you do 8.5 times 2. That is 8.5 plus 8.5. That makes it, that's 17. And 17 means that's 34 divided by 2. So I'm going to mark on this waistline 17. 17. This is just because it's not easy to, it might not be easy for you to locate the middle. So just mark 17 here, and then you come, remember with the hip line, you started from 1 inch, and then you measure that 9 inches where your hip will be, and then from this point you just take your tape measurement, and then you go 10.5 plus 10.5, that is what, 21, and then you measure 21 on this point. Remember to just like pull it a little so that it doesn't gape inside. So this is 21, and then I'll mark 21 like so, and then at the lower part, the end part, we did 9.5. So 9.5 times 2 will give us 19. So on this part, I'm just going to, from this measurement here, going to measure 19. Also pull it out so that you don't have any form of gap. 19. So this is 19. I'm going to mark it like so. So I have this here. So what I'm going to do now also is to align, just to connect all these marks that I have made. So start with U, connect, that's not connected, continue the curve, just a little, and then bring it back to this point. So here, so we have this mark, and I'm just going to sew on that mark. That was just what I did for the other side. So I have ironed it out, iron the sides out of this place. Then I've opened up the zipper allowance. I've not opened the slits yet, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to open up the zipper allowance. So open it up to this point. I'm just going to open it up to that point where, oh, I've mistakenly pulled it. So I'm just going to run that place back, so it can happen to you as well. So this part that I mistakenly pulled open, I'm just going to run it back. So because now I'm going to determine how long I want my zipper. I want my zipper to be just like 10 inches. So I'm going to, on this part, you know, do 1 inch, you come in and then you measure. We have 10 here. This is where we have our 10. See where this 10 is where I'm going to run the stitch from now. So I'm going to align and then make this 10, and then I'm going to come in and I'm going to reverse, so it's there. I'm going to start the reverse stitch from there. Lock it up, and then I'm just going to sew it down up onto this point. And then just to reinforce this place. Okay. So just to reinforce it. Okay. Now that you cut up your threads, you do not want to have threads flying around your clothes. This place too. Cut up the threads. Yes, like this. Now we have this. So we've opened our slits. Now next thing now is to measure round to get our waistband. And so to do that, we're going to take it from here, from one center back to the other back. So you take measurements, just take it round. Just take it round. Round. And then back to this point. So far I have 36 and 3/4. 36 and 3/4. So I'm going to cut 37 for the band. I'm going to cut 37. So I'll take my remaining fabric from this and then I'll cut a straight band of 37 inches. I'll do that and I'll come back to show you. So I cut out a strand, this place like this. This one is 4 inches in total. I folded in 1/2 inch then I folded our 1.5 inches. You know, the height of our band is 1.5 inches, and then this remaining half will be what I'm going to use to sew here. So I have 37 inches by 4, and before I first folded half inch, then I folded 1.5 inches. So let's see, let's confirm. We have 4 inches, and then I folded in half, and then we have 1.5, and then the remaining half I'm going to use to sew. So now to sew this, to sew now, I'm going to first start from, I'm going to open it up. So the reason why I cut 37 as opposed to 36.5 is because I want to run it, I want to close this side. So I'm going to close this first side here. I'm going to close it. Now that I've closed, I'm going to just cut out my threads. Then trim this off a little, and then turn it out, so that at the end of the day, this is what I have. So I'm going to take this now. So this is how it's going to end up being. It's going to end up like this. Like this. So I want to, I'm going to put it in like this, and then I'll just sew. I can do this, or I can decide to first come in this way, sew this. So let's do this way first. Let's come in like this and sew. So you want to sew, you open this place up like this, and then you just sew like this, making sure that this place align each other. And then you just run straight stitch. Like so. I finished joining the bands, and then cut out your threads. Then I look at the inside side, see how neat the inside is. Cut out any loose thread you see, just cut it out. See how neat it is on the inside, and same thing on the outside, neat as well. So now we're going to go to the last part of the skirt, and the last part of the skirt is to fix our zipper. So I'm going to be using a matching color of zip for the skirt. Should use a matching color of zip for the skirt. So I'm going to be fixing the zipper one after the other. So I'm going to start with this side. So to fix your zip, the zip comes like so, you turn it all side down, and then look at that part that we iron. This is where we iron, this is where we can know this place, and then you just align it all the way up. For more firmness, you can, on the waist, you can come in a little bit more, and then you just align it back out. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to fix my needle just right. My needle is coming right after this stitch here, so I'm going to put my needle in like so, like that, and then I'm going to go. and go on to fix my zipper. Then I'm going to align it back to this part where we ironed. So we are done making our skirts. This is our skirts. Look at the band, neat work, skirts. The back is not too tight, so you can see it's just okay. The band is just where it's supposed to be. And then, so the zip thing we did at the back was just for us to be able to accommodate the bump. And yeah, so we have our straight skirts done. I hope yours turned out even better than this. It's not difficult. If you have any questions, you can ask me, but take a look. See, the straight skirts band length. So I believe you can see the length of the skirts. It's not too tight at the lower part. It's not too I can walk easily. It's not too tight and it's not exactly too big. And so you can rock these skirts. You can rock it on a straight top like this. You can rock it on a bigger top. You can rock it on a peplum top. You can just play around your top. But for the skirts, we have this. In fact, for the school students amongst us, if your school uniform is a straight skirt, you can easily make your school uniform skirts yourself. So that's it. This is the back. So you can see the zip, everything is aligned. If you use the right color of zip, it will match just like this, and voila, we have our skirts. Our skirt is ready, and I hope to see your own too when you're done. I like to see your projects, your skirts, and how you rock them with your tops. Bye. If you have questions, let me know. Ciao.